Texas laws. Taking effect on September 1st, 2025. English education. Statewide school vouchers. Education savings accounts. Families will soon use public funds for accredited private schooling and approved costs. The program officially launches in the 2026-27 school year, with about $1 billion allocated. Note: one of the largest voucher experiments in America. Critics fear public schools will lose funding. Supporters argue it empowers parents. Ban on DEI programs and LGBTQ+ student clubs. Expands higher ed bans into K-12, blocking clubs or lessons centered on gender or sexuality. Note: civil rights groups are suing. If upheld, student clubs like GSAs, gay-straight alliances, could disappear. 10 Commandments postings in classrooms. Requires displays in every classroom. A federal judge has paused enforcement in some districts. Note: seen by supporters as restoring values, but challenged as unconstitutional religious endorsement. Parental control of school libraries. Parents and school boards gain stronger power to restrict or remove library materials. Note: likely to accelerate removal of books about race, LGBTQ+ themes, or controversial history. Transportation and technology. Driverless car regulation, SB 2807. Any fully autonomous vehicle without a human driver must obtain a state DMV permit, prepare emergency response plans, and store black box data. The state may revoke unsafe permits. Note: introduced after national accidents involving robotaxis. It balances innovation with safety oversight. Food and agriculture. 2-year ban on cultivated lab-grown meat, SB 261. From September 1st, 2025 through September 1st, 2027, producing or selling cultivated meat in Texas is illegal. Note: ranchers support it as protection of real beef. Critics argue it blocks science, risks biotech jobs, and contradicts federal approvals. Criminal justice. Organized retail theft penalties. Senate Bill 1300. Creates harsher felony levels for group shoplifting and allows prosecutors to aggregate multiple thefts. Note: retailers strongly back the law. Civil liberties. Advocates fear over-criminalization of youth. Grayson's Law, House Bill 2017. For intoxication manslaughter, parole eligibility is delayed. Offenders must serve at least 10 years before parole consideration. Note: inspired by victim stories. Families see it as justice. Critics warn of prison overcrowding. Cannabis and health. Medical cannabis. Expansion, House Bill 46. Expands qualifying conditions, chronic pain, Crohn's disease, traumatic brain injury, allows aerosol vaporized products, and authorizes more dispensaries and pickup sites. Single dose capped at 10 milligrams THC. Note: a step forward for patients but still among the strictest medical cannabis laws in the U.S. property and land. Restrictions on land purchases tied to foreign governments, SB 17. Citizens and companies connected to China, Iran, North Korea, and Russia face limits on owning Texas land. Exceptions exist for U.S. citizens, permanent residents, and primary homes. Note: pitched as national security, but lawsuits argue it unfairly targets Asian and immigrant communities. Elections and governance. Election law changes. Stricter penalties for registrars, expanded poll watcher rules. Note: supporters say it prevents fraud. Opponents see risks of intimidation and administrative chaos. Public information and open meetings updates. Agencies must give at least 3 business days notice for meetings, improve digital records access, and release some police video details. Note: activists call it a transparency win, though small towns may struggle with compliance costs. Ban on local abortion travel funding, Senate Bill 33. Cities and counties cannot use taxpayer money to support residents' out-of-state abortion travel. Note: extends Texas anti-abortion stance. Critics argue it infringes freedom of movement. Consumer protection. Telemarketing law expansion, Senate Bill 140. Marketing texts, SMS/MMS, now count as telemarketing. Businesses need consent. Violators risk consumer protection lawsuits and penalties. Note: aimed at fighting spam texts, which have surged nationwide.